Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the C-List Villains, your cultivators of the comic culture. I'm AJ. We've got Red and Luke in the building.
What's
E-Man will be
up?
joining us in a little bit. For those that are tuning in, you missed the best 5 minute conversation that was not recorded.
On broadcast.
Yeah, that I forgot to press the go live button there.
It's all good. It's all good. We've done the same. We've done
Yeah.
the same.
I've long day, man. Long work.
Well, yeah. Well, going back to the topic, which was F them kids. Yeah. Luke wants to boot all the kids in the neighborhood. I mean, you have 4 already in your house.
There are a lot of kids in the
Yeah,
neighborhood.
I think they're gunning for your new Nintendo.
Yes, I've got a bit of a Nintendo obsession.
Which is
Yeah,
fine.
I see all the Marios. What's going on over there?
All right, so GameStop had this Mario. I'm sure you guys have all seen this in GameStop. Dude, they cleared some out for $15 each, so I grabbed a couple. I thought they're pretty cool. And then it sent me, as I am a collector, it sent me down a rabbit hole. And they actually made some in the 80s. So, I also grabbed I grabbed the mini one from GameStop too.
Who's the manufacturer of those, other than Nintendo?
This one is Dave & Buster's, actually.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh,
okay.
what?
Well, I wanted a my kid and I got Dave & Buster's. Who manufactures these? Jax.
Oh, Jack specific. Okay.
Jax. So we went, check this out. They made one in the 80s.
Oh, nice.
1989. Applause. This thing is so cool. I won this recently off of eBay purchase.
The box looks pretty good condition too.
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, that's a good deal. And this one was made, I believe, in China. Yeah, made in China in 89.
Yep, and then I think the other one on the table is, I remember correctly, it's made from the Philippines.
Yeah. And so this one was made the same year. He looks just actually like a little Filipino Mario. And they have the little tags and the little things. So it's my newest Beanie Baby obsession. Basically, that's all they are.
It's still a licensed Nintendo product. It's just different manufacturers from different parts of the world.
Exactly. Yeah. As my wife says, my dolls. I'm playing with my dolls.
Now, how many of those do you plan on collecting? Is there an end to it?
That's it for the plushes. 89. They really this one with the Filipino Mario. I think he's my favorite. He's just so adorable.
How do you know it's a Filipino Mario, Red?
Because there's a made by or made from.
Yeah, made in the Philippines.
Damn, Red. I mean, you caught that from like a mile away. There's no way I would have.
We had discussed it from a previous day. Like this is what.
Oh, okay. I was like, you knew that just by looking at it, the side view. I'm like, damn. Oh, okay.
I am not that good, plus I'm working with a 2x3 view of you guys, each rectangle.
Yeah, that's why I was like, damn, you know your Mario.
I wish I had that kind of toy knowledge, or just like the Jordan Embro, or he's the big old toy guru that had.
Oh, he is.
What happened to that guy's show? Wasn't it like Toy Treasures or something like that?
Something like that, but I think he got canceled. But I think he's also doing something on YouTube, to continuing the appraising.
He's working with, I think, the History Channel, and he does like their toy YouTube. He's still very active.
Yeah, and then the other guy, he died last year or just during this year. The one that works directly with the Secret Stash. We got his name.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, yeah, Brian something, right? Or
Not Brian.
Not Brian. I think was it Bob? He was living in a storage unit.
Yeah.
And that's my greatest fear, is that someday when all my family's passed, it's going to be me, like with a stack of comics that's going to fall on me in a storage unit.
You and your collectibles, I will live and die with them.
Yeah, they're going to find me just rotting underneath a pile of comic books.
Well, if anything, can at least get buried in the slabs. That way, the books are protected, and that you're also encased under.
There's no way the burial people are doing that. They are stealing everything, and I hope they do.
Luke,
So I
let
can
me
help.
ask you a question then. I'll ask it both of you
Sure.
guys. Is there an end game to the collecting?
No, God no, never. There's no because as soon as it's just it'll just be something else.
Yeah, the end game is death. Really, it's either you'll get rid of it a year before you die, or your relatives have to get rid of it for you when after you die.
I'd like to caveat that by saying there have been 2 times in my life where I've had to sell my collection to live.
Right.
100% sell, nothing left. Heartbreaking, and I've clawed my way back out of that.
Do you think that any of your kids will pick up the passion of collecting?
I hope not.
No.
I wouldn't wish this curse on anybody.
Because you have to
It's
look
kind
at that stuff when you're long gone.
It's kind of weird though, because I do know a lot of guys who have collections and their kids are not really interested in it. You know, they'll go to the conventions with them, but they're not like collecting like the way we are.
Yeah, they don't want the comics. I can see my youngest getting into it. He's a collector big time already. But yeah, who knows? Who knows? All good if they do or they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
We have AJ and I have a mutual friend, Greg, who strictly collects toys, and he has 2 rooms dedicated in his 5-bedroom house just for his toys. So he's got 2 kids. The 2 kids get their room, but the 2 other free rooms are supposed to be spare bedrooms are for all his toys. And then the garage too, which has his car collection. It's actual, he's an import tuner, so he buys all these import cars, and for miscellaneous bicycles and scooters.
Wait, tall Greg, right?
Yeah, tall Greg.
I never knew that he had all. I mean, I knew that he was a collector, but I didn't know.
Oh, he's got Transformers, Funko, Nerf guns up the yin yang. I know he's got a huge collection of Pokemon, everything. So from toys to cards to even games. And
wow.
So he buys three of each item. That way he has it for his collection, and then he gives the other 2 to the kids for them to play with.
Really?
Yeah.
Usually they do the one to open, one to keep, and then one to sell. But
now you just 2 for the kids to play with, because they're not into collecting, but they want to play with the toy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You gotta let your kids play with them a little bit. But my only regret with my firstborn was that I gave him my 1980s G.I. Joe collection when he was like 3 or 4.
Oh, he cut them in half.
Bro, he loved the fuck out of those, man. He loved them. But he smashed them to bits.
I mean,
Those toys are pretty durable though for what they were at the time.
They are, but second generation and 30-year-old plastic.
Yeah,
it was chipping like mad.
The O-rings don't last long. You have to replace the O-rings at least every year after the first one like fails.
I had the space shuttle pterodactyl. That's my biggest thing. I was like, oh, I think that one's actually worth a little bit of money too now.
Oh yeah, well, along with the USS.
Oh, that one was the one I always wanted. Yeah. That one was cool.
I mean, it's not the scale to a real flagship, but it's big enough for you to have at least 4 of the G.I. Joe planes, and then 100 of the action figures just pose all the way around it, and then do a simulation battle with Cobra like in your room, as long as you got the space for it, because that thing is about roughly 6 feet long and 2 feet wide.
Then you're rocking with the cassette player. Did you have the cassette player? That was what? I can't remember what character it was. It wasn't Starscreamer, was it?
Soundwave.
Oh, you talking about Transformers?
Yeah.
Yeah, Soundwave and
Soundwave.
Blaster. Blast
I
was
didn't have the tape cassette, but my neighbor did, and that's a good one.
You know, since we're talking about Transformers, should we do a quick reaction on the trailer?
I guess. Michael Bay ruined it for me.
Oh man. I mean, I saw it once, but I didn't really like. I saw it once. I didn't get to really dive into the trailer.
All right, let me pull it up here. You go ahead and talk. Let me pull it up.
I watched it once, and I had no emotional reaction at all. It was just
Really?
okay. The Mark Wahlberg one was kind of like, ugh.
I mean, I do like how they put the man. What are they called? Predacons and the Beast Wars. That's it.
I mean, even the Beast Wars Transformers during the time it was big in our generation, I couldn't get into it because it was all you see earlier CGI. So
Yeah, it was early 2000s. The animation was kind of
choppy,
bad.
and then usually the channel that we had that carried it here in our area showed the damn fucking cartoon at 6 a.m. in the morning. So already we were getting ready for either freshman year or whatever, and I can't watch the stupid thing because it's on too early. All right, let me pop it in here. Okay, full screen and play.
Yeah, it was all a dream.
For millions of years. All right.
Stand down. I'm not the one to fear crime. There is a darkness coming. It was all a dream. Pull over! I'm not driving! And if you don't know, now you know. Spread love is the Brooklyn way. And if you don't know, now you know. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. Call the brick, same number, same hood. It's all good. Of all the threats from both your past and future, it was all a dream. You've never faced anything like this. Let them come.
I can't tell who the bad guy
If you
is.
don't know, now you know.
Oh, he's real.
Can you tell who the bad guy is?
But Predacons and Decepticons.
Yeah, but there's no like. They didn't show like the main antagonist.
The main baddie.
Yeah, and also like if they're gonna have the girl transformer, I mean, I would think that they're gonna bring in Hot Rod because that they came all from that movie, right?
Yeah, RC, which E-Man's daughter is named after. I think that if they're going to use those characters for Transformers the movies, that yeah,
Wait, you got two
Aqua,
daughters?
Cup, what? Yeah,
You
E-Man's
got two-
daughter is named Eris RC.
Oh, okay,
Wait.
Era. I
Yeah.
don't know her Era. Sorry.
So Eris from I guess Voltron and the RC part from the Transformers. But
Wait,
if they're
not
gonna-
Era from Final Fantasy VII?
oh, that too. Yeah. Well, we need E-Man here to confirm.
We need E-Man here.
Yeah. But if they're gonna use those characters, then yeah, they have to bring Hot Rod, Cup, the cycle, the cycle clones. the
Okay.
garbage Transformers.
Yeah, I
The
remember.
Headmasters, and Galvatron.
And the Micro Machine guy.
Oh yeah, the part of the garbage cycle
Yeah,
people,
they got to get the Micro Machine guy on there then.
and then the little tiny midget looking one. I can't remember his name. It escapes me. But yeah,
Well, you guys don't seem too thrilled about it though.
No,
no,
Oh man.
no, Michael Bay ruined it.
Is this-
I would like to preface that by saying I will be going. I will be taking my kids, take the family. I'm gonna go see it. It's gonna be fun in the theaters. That's the only way you can watch these things and enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, mindless fun, and the corner Herb says makes sense. It made me go back and binge the animation. So
It's mindless fun. It's like seeing Godzilla vs Kong. I mean, they're good, but there's no story. It's just watching 50-foot tall things break up each other.
yeah. According to DJ, he hasn't seen any Transformers movie in a while. Need to go back and catch up. I mean,
none of us have. When was the last one?
let's see, Dark of the Moon, and then the Bumblebee standalone movie.
Never saw it.
I never saw Bumblebee either. When was Bumblebee?
I heard it was good too. Came out like 3-4 years ago, right before what's her name blew up. What's Hawkeye's real name? That actress?
Seinfeld, Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah, that was her. The I don't want to say breakout role, but that kind of like I guess segued her into being Hawkeye.
Well, it was also not produced by Michael Bay, so that's why that's probably was good.
I mean, it has a 91% tomato meter and 74% audience score, so that's not terribly bad.
Yeah, and they also went back to the original VW Beetle for that one. So that
Did
kind
they?
of
I can't even remember.
made the original fans happy. Which reminds me, hold on.
And I don't understand the timeline because I heard Bumblebee is a prequel. So are all the Transformers movies canon? Like they all take place in the same universe?
That they haven't explained that one yet because the first Transformers that they came 100 years prior to whatever humans are. And then on the Bumblebee timeline, they came much earlier than that.
Okay, so it could be completely like a reset.
And I tried to show this to Luke last night. This is a Bumblebee model kit.
Okay, there's a bit of a glare. Is there? There we go. There we go.
Pull up the light here. Right, yeah, Bumblebee kit. It's just like the Gundam, but Transformers edition. So you can build Bumblebee and not transform them, but you can pose them.
Okay. Have you built any of those before?
I built the Optimus Prime one. This is the one we picked up at SDCC 2019.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How long do they normally take to build?
Hours, two to three, depending on if you have carpal tunnel.
Gotcha.
The pieces are pretty small, so you have to use a tweezers every now and then.
Oh no way! Really? I don't know if I
Well,
could do that.
Just try it. Just try it with the 1/144 scale. They're about this tall, but it's the joints that you really have to worry about. The actual shell pieces are big.
Gotcha. So, but is this new one? Is it Michael Bay or no?
Oh, good question. Let's see.
I guess we don't really care then, right?
It feels like it.
Let's see.
There's not a lot of excitement from us. I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's cool.
Well, the next question is this Peter Cullen's last role as the voice of Optimus Prime? Since he's getting up there in age, and Luke and I actually, we kind of put Peter Cullen on the Deadpool.
Oh wow. How old is he? He's not that old, is he?
Let me look. Let's see. Where is Peter Cullen on this list? Keep talking while I find it.
Okay. Speaking of R.I.P., R.I.P. Kirstie Alley.
He's 81. He's 81.
Okay, yeah, he's a little bit up there, I guess.
Produced by Bay Films. So yeah, Michael Bay.
Kirstie Alley, that was a shocker.
Yeah, R.I.P. Kirstie Alley. Cheers. I guess she was famous for some movie, Drop Dead Gorgeous. I kept seeing about it on Twitter. I've never heard of it.
No. She's famous for Look Who's Talking. And Look Who's Talking too.
She also was in Star Trek as a traitor,
Star Trek,
right?
yeah. And
That
then
was her-
Cheers.
That was her first role, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Major. Yeah, her first role was Star Trek, and then she carried that role into Cheers after she took over for what was her name? The blonde.
Ali Sheedy, right?
Not Ali Sheedy. Ali Sheedy was the girlfriend that took over for Karate Kid.
The blonde, was it the blonde lady?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's been so long. Shelley Long, I think.
Shelley, that's it. Shelley Long.
That's the girl.
I fucking loved Cheers in the 90s. I loved Cheers.
Really, I never got into it. I think if I saw it now, I could appreciate the comedy, but back then I couldn't really get into it.
Yeah, I've been to the bar actually in North End of Boston. It's just is what it is. It's awesome.
I mean,
Plus the North End is just if you're gonna go to anywhere on the East Coast, you go to Manhattan, you do the New York thing. You go to Boston, you got to go to the North End. It's just it's special.
yeah, didn't they do that one movie by Scorsese, the
Departed?
Departed there?
That I don't know. I should know that because Departed at one point was like one of my favorite movies.
Exactly why I brought it up.
Yeah,
Well,
but
so one of my best friends from like 15 years ago lived in the north, so I went and visited him. So I'm visiting him. His wife is out walking their dog. This is like how weird the North End is. This like limo pulls up right beside her. The window rolls down. This guy goes, "Hey." She stops. He goes, "Oh hey, oh hey." He goes, "Nice dog." She's like, "Thanks." The window rolls up. Steve Martin.
oh wow,
What?
Just so random.
is that a really like rich area for
It's
people?
just like very. I don't even know how to describe it. Like unique. Like we went out to this seafood. We went out to this Italian dinner, like 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah,
There's a line of like 100 people to get in at 10 o'clock at night.
Oh shit. Okay.
And my buddy sees the owner, and the guy's like, "Yeah, come on up." He's like, "Come on, guys, come on, fuck the line." Sits. Here's a table right in the center. This big circular table sits us down. "Yeah, a bottle of wine on the house, okay." Like, oh man. He brought us this huge platter of just lobsters and oysters and pasta and yeah, man. Didn't charge us for the alcohol. We paid for the food, did not charge us for the alcohol.
Well, that sounds like a
You-
fun night right
It
there.
was a night to remember.
Quick tally here. Top 3 Steve Martin movies. Go, Luke.
Oh, The Jerk. You got to go The Jerk.
All right. Good. Next 2.
Oh. Oh, what's the one where they are swindlers?
Finger, one with not the one with Eddie Murphy,
it's
right?
like I loved this movie growing up. They're in Europe and they're like tricking people to give them money.
Man, I don't even know.
All right. I'll look it up. What's your third one?
Third Steve Martin movie. I don't know. Help me out.
Father of the Bride, Three Amigos.
Oh, father.
Dirty Rotten Scoundrel, the Pink Panther.
He was a Pink Panther?
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't even know that. I would say for me.
31 Scoundrels, of course. That's what I was thinking of.
Oh, okay.
31 Scoundrels.
What about yours, Red?
Bowfinger.
Wow, you are gonna throw out Bowfinger.
Bowfinger, yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. Roxanne is another,
Oh man, that's a deep cut right there.
and Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh man, those are good. Those are good. I was gonna say Three Amigos and Father of the Bride, but now that you've thrown out Little Shop of Horrors, I've got to put that up there. I don't know. I might have to agree with you on Little Shop of Horrors.
Yeah, even
Well-
though it was a bit part because it was mostly what guy's name?
Oh, not
Rick
Martin.
Moranis.
Rick Moranis. Yeah,
Yeah, because Steve Martin only played the dentist.
yeah. What was the other one you said?
Bowfinger,
Bowfinger, and then the third one,
Roxanne.
Roxanne. Man, Roxanne was good. Roxanne was good.
Roxanne was good.
Yeah, but I think
Nothing wrong with Roxanne.
I'll put damn, that was good. Roxanne was good. Those are good, some good ones. I'll go Little Shop of Horrors. I'm gonna go Father of the Bride. And I think I'll agree with you on the Roxanne as well.
Jumpman says Planes, Trains, and
Oh
Automobiles.
man, that's another good one, yeah. You forget the movies that he was in, and those were all like those movies we watched as like latchkey kids, you know,
Of course.
because they were always on HBO
Totally.
at the time.
There's one they did with Jack Black called The Big Year. I guess it's a comedy. They play bird watchers.
Yeah, that is a solid movie. He plays it very straight though.
And then,
There's no monkey business in that role.
Damn, My Blue Heaven too.
oh, Dave Chin pulled my honorable mention right there. Yeah, My Blue Heaven or Rick Moranis. Yeah, I think that's again that's my dark horse pick right there. That's
He was good in. I like The Big Year a lot, actually. In fact, that is a fantastic movie.
That's the one with Jack Black.
Jack Black and Steve Martin.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I've never even heard of that movie.
It's so ridiculous. It's like these people actually they're like the bicyclists of the they're that hoity-toity about everything.
Right.
Bird watchers may be the most elite group of hobbyists in the world. That may be like pinnacle elitism, looking down on everybody, literally and figuratively.
Dave Chin and Major Issues pulled out Parenthood.
Oh, that was a little. I can't really remember Parenthood too much. Oh, you know what was? Oh my God, L.A. Story too. I forgot about that one.
You're gonna have to remind me what happened in that one. I'm not quite sure what happened in LA Story.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot it. I forgot what happened in it, but I remember as a kid, I always watched it and I always loved it.
And of course, we can't finish without asking Only Murders in the Building. Have you guys seen at least season 1?
I have not. I heard it's good though. I heard it's really good.
It is fantastic. It is
Oh, that's a good
so
one
good.
by Dave Chin. The Leap of Faith, where he plays the like this sham preacher.
I don't
It
know
is
that
so
one.
good. You've got to watch it. Got to. Martin Short, fantastic. Selena Gomez.
Where's it streaming on? Is it streaming on Hulu or
What is it streaming on? Something.
It
I've
might
got them
be.
all. I've got all of them. I've got all the streamers. Every one of them. Every single one of them. Because my wife's like, well, honey, I want to watch this. I'm like, fuck, gotta get.
I mean, two of them you could eliminate as far as like paying it, because if you have AT&T, HBO Max comes for free. If you have Comcast Xfinity, then Netflix comes for free.
I don't even know anymore, Red. It could be. They're all whoosh. It's a convoluted spider's web of streaming services.
Oh, it's on Hulu. It's on
Okay.
Hulu. Yeah.
Right. So that came up on my Disney package then.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah,
watch it.
Only Murders in the Building is season 1 at least was one of my favorite season 1. I have not watched the 3rd season yet.
I just got Hulu and Peacock because of the Black Friday deal. So I've been watching on, trying to catch up on the new anime or the new season of the Bleach anime.
Dude, season 1 of Murders, AJ, would be a great Christmas, holidays, relaxing show. It's super fun.
Are you watching Yosemite?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Yellowstone. I'm sorry, Yellowstone.
That is a little better. Yes, I am.
I keep forgetting. I keep calling it Yosemite for some reason. I'm almost done with the first season.
Oh, that's my favorite show on TV right now. My two favorite shows on TV right now this year are Yellowstone and Atlanta. I don't know what that says about me. I'm a walking contradiction.
Atlanta's it's done though, right?
Yep, it finished this year.
Yeah, they finished. Sadly.
Herbs is recommending for you to watch Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, I've watched the first
that
2
was good.
episodes. Yeah,
I heard that was good. And we
Yeah.
saw a cosplay of him at Fan Expo.
Yeah, a few of them actually, and then
Yeah, there were a few of them.
that's probably the next. I guess the big thing in cosplay is Chainsaw Man cosplay. Before that, it was Demon Slayer and
a little bit of Attack on Titan. A little bit of Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan. Then there was a Marvel one that like appeared a lot, other than Deadpool.
Well, speaking of Fan Expo, I mean, we never really got to do a recap on it. You guys went. You guys met Mr. Jim Lee himself. So how did that all go?
Luke, you want to tell him?
It was a life-defining moment for me.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, when I met Todd McFarlane, that was life-defining. Got a selfie with him, and meeting Jim Lee was my other. I mean, those two guys were like my Stanley Jack Kirby's, right?
Right.
Like my dad grew up with Stanley Jack Kirby, reading the Thor runs and the Fantastic Four, Amazing Spider-Man in the 60s. I grew up in the 90s. I can't help with what I grew up in. I grew up with Todd and Jim. Those are my two gods.
Right.
My two idols. I've never personally met Jim. Finally got to meet him, shake his hand.
Buy his art.
I bought an original page off him. He signed my box, which apparently that means sign my pussy in Britain.
Wait, what?
It's a slang term for sign my vagina.
Oh, okay. Nice. And you
Jeff Loeb. So I met Jeff Loeb. Fan Expo is so fucking weird, man. I walked up to Jeff Loeb. He's sitting there all by himself. There's nobody coming up to him for a signature. Nothing. He's just sitting there at a table all by himself. Fan Expo, what are you doing?
I think he's not really doing too much on the comics. I think he's doing more TV producing. I think that's the thing,
So
though.
he signed under Jim Lee, and then he's like, "Oh, Neil Adams, I got to sign under him too." So he signed under Neil Adams too. I thought that was cool.
So, what page did you get from Jim?
I got a pretty awesome page off Jim. I got a Superman Unchained
Oh, nice.
number 3, and it's the first naming of this new character, Wraith, from that run.
Gotcha.
Where Clark
Nice.
asked him his name, and he mentioned it, and Clark's like ripping a piece of tank off, and it's a good page. And then I got my buddy to buy a couple pages, and I was like, "Dude, you got to give me some commission." And he laughed. And I did get yelled at by his handler because I begged him to do a doodle on the box, but his handler yelled at me and told me to
Is it Albert Moy?
No, Albert was hella cool. Albert was laughing at me. It was just the random lady.
Oh,
She probably
okay.
worked for Fan Expo. Albert was like, "You could ask him," but
Might
probably
say no, might say yes.
Oh, nice.
Jim Lee
nice.
pencils. How crazy is that?
Who inked those?
I was
And
like,
that-
"Hey Albert, if I wanted to get Jim just to draw Superman that detailed, how much would I have to pay?" And he's like, "About $5,000." I'll buy
Wait.
the page.
That's the Superman page, right?
Yeah.
Nice, man. That's a dope pickup.
And then, he did like a video game thing. He did this like fucking video game backgrounds. And Albert's like, yeah, he got paid like $10K just to do this. And these are the backgrounds. So I'm gonna frame these and put it up like it's just like modern art.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
But it was cheap. It was only like $250 a page for these. It's like for Jim Lee for like just art. I'll grab it.
Yeah.
I thought
That's
it
a
was
really good deal, actually. Yeah.
So it was just weird and
The setting itself could be a character in any story. No.
yeah. So it's just building backgrounds, but I was like, 500 for both pages. I'll do that.
Yeah. That's cool. I'm surprised that's the first time you've met Jim Lee.
I know. I'm surprised. Well, I mean, he's come to Portland, but the last 2 times he's come, I've had to run the booth.
Right.
I couldn't go and see him.
What about you, Red? How was your experience at Fan Expo?
It was. Remember how special edition San Diego Comic-Con was?
Yeah.
Not so busy, but yet you can get everything done in a day.
Yeah.
That's what I felt like then.
Okay.
Right there. So all the artists were at our disposal. We got to chop it up with them. John Jang, Alan Qua. Who else was there? Simon Bisley. Joe Quesada was on Sunday, so he was tied up. The Miranda brothers, Francisco Matina. I mean, they were all there, and majority of the floor space was dedicated to artists, and then a third of it was to vendors. So there weren't a lot of comic book vendors. There's mostly just stuff for people who sell like mystery boxes, Funkos, and
There
whatever.
were 6 comic book vendors.
Only 6, which is totally weird because you're on the West Coast. You should be expecting more comic book vendors there. But
Was it like the normal like unknown and then
Shortbox was there?
No.
A1,
Shortbox was there, but there were no big shops there. It was
yeah, only
all
A1 and Shortbox.
A1 was
A1
there.
does all up in California,
Yeah.
and then
I actually got some pretty good deals. Actually, I'm pretty stoked.
two disappointing ones he couldn't get, but he kind of used that to buy more books that to put that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, I missed out, dude. This guy walked up. There was a booth. A guy was selling NM Batman 423s for $40 each. And
wait, which Batman?
Batman 423.
You know the McFarlane cover.
Yeah. Really?
First prints, near mint. He's like, well, it has a spine tick on it. I was like, I don't see anything. But the short box guy scooped me. He had the stack of them. He got the Bloodstone 1 for $40.
Gene?
So
Gene?
not Gene, but his assistant picked up the book.
His
And I was
assistant-
standing behind him like, please put it down. Please put it in my head. And he's like, he negotiated him down, I think, to $30. I got salty. I was like, bro, I would have given you like $200 for that, man.
But he had the guy had a stack or just one?
No, he had a stack, and the guy he sold them all for $40 and one for $30.
Oh, dude.
Yep. And then there was the Jim Lee
Sorry,
sketch
man.
that was going for 200 that Luke wanted to get, but the guy in front of him picked it up before him
At the Jim Lee booth?
at the Jim Lee.
Yeah, no. So I'm opening Jim Lee's pages, and there's this like Batman sketch. It's like this big, and Albert's like, "Well, Jim did it fast, so we're only asking 200 for it." And I'm like, kind of looking at some other things, but I have that open to like add to it. And
Yeah.
the guy walks up and he's like, "I'll buy that Batman sketch."
Oh
And
man.
I'm like, should I? I was like, do I say something? I'm not gonna say anything.
You should have linked it. Put your
Good
dirt-
man. Good man. Good man.
I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna let this guy get it. I'm gonna see what the universe does, and it did come back to me. So
Yeah.
it did hurt a little bit, though. It hurt a little bit.
I'm guessing that like if there was like, well, I'm pretty sure there wouldn't be, but like there's no quick Wolverine sketches in there.
No, I think most of his Marvel stuff is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no Marvel pages at all or anything. And he did have some Batman pages, but they were like $8,000 each. He actually had a Detective Comics 1000 page with Bruce, Batman, and Superman, doing something. Beautiful page, but it was like $9,000,
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's going to be a steal 10 years from now. Detective Comics 1000, a page from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's going to be a $40,000 page.
Hey, I was just since we're on the topic of McFarlane, Jim Lee, and McFarlane, well, Batman and Spawn. We all know that's coming out. Why don't you think that Marvel has ever worked with Todd again? How come we haven't seen the Spawn Spider-Man crossover?
Probably with a lot of mergers, I imagine, with Disney. I don't want to name artists, but there are artists who don't want to piss off Marvel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they're just kind of wary about like making sure the relationship stays good. And DC, it doesn't feel that way. It feels way more punk rock. I mean, they still have Ezra Miller on staff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And Marvel's like, did you have a bad tweet 35 years ago? Fucking fired! You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate. I don't know if we'll ever get to see a Spawn Spider-Man crossover, but I mean, that would just, if ever there was a time that like comic book industry was in a downturn, that would be the one that would pick things up for sure.
Bro, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, that really was kind of the cross between Batman and Spider-Man for Todd, right?
Yeah.
Spawn.
Yeah.
That was it.
Did you pick up anything at the expo, Red?
He bought more than me, I think.
But mostly stuff. I got most of the stuff signed.
Well, yeah, you should do.
I bought this computer mat that I'm using right now. It's just a bunch of anime girls and boobies.
Oh, okay.
So, which
All
I
right.
cannot show on the stream, but just take my word for it. It's pretty good.
All right.
Mostly for the experience of meeting everybody there. Granted, I already met the Miranda brothers, but holy shit, those guys are like the nicest people in the world, and like they're always happy to see you.
Yeah. We
And then,
saw him at breakfast.
Yeah, we met up at breakfast at the Mel's Diner because they came in right after we just finished. Who else? John is always a doll. Every time we meet him, we bug him every time.
Yeah.
Uh,
John was helpful.
yeah, and we got to meet. We got to I guess network more with Tony Fleeks and Tony Rodriguez. So which then gave us the opportunity to talk to them last week.
Yeah.
So, and then we're hooking up with other people here that we also schedule some stuff in the future with them. So definitely, yeah, we're making our network bigger and looking to do more interviews with these people and maybe a future project here and there if they're willing to do it. But we also want to grow with them.
Yeah, I was wondering with the Jim Lee thing, did you guys, so it sounds like you had actual time to interact with him. It wasn't like a sign and then move along type
No,
of thing.
it was a cattle. It's a cattle herding.
Totally that. It was totally that.
Then how did you have all that time to buy all this art then, or to like?
No,
There's a separate booth downstairs.
Yeah, there was 2 booths. The
Oh, okay.
experience was upstairs, AJ, and we gave him a T-shirt, and he said, "Thank you very much." He was very thoughtful, and I'm pretty sure we're the only people that brought him a T-shirt.
Or gifted him anything.
Yeah, because there was not a lot of stuff on it, so he did thank us. We got a picture with him, but then downstairs, what happened was, AJ, I walked up. He's at his booth. I walk up to his table. There's nobody there with my box, and I start talking to him. I start buying a couple pages off of him. We're talking. How long are we talking, Red? Probably 3 to 5
45 minutes. 45 minutes at least.
Wow, 45 minutes. That's pretty cool.
It was enough to like gather a line behind you because that was
4 to 5, not 45. 4
What?
to 5.
Oh, okay.
45 minutes. There was enough for it to gather a line behind him because that was the 4
No.
o'clock time slot
AJ.
for us for the single sign.
There was no line gathered, Red. There was no line
There
gathered.
was.
There was already a fucking line behind a curtain, which I didn't know about. There was about 1,000 people deep. And I didn't see that because it was behind the curtain, and Jim was
He
like,
just side busted right there next to get the signature, which is
I
awesome.
just busted up front, and Jim was like, he's like, I appreciate it, man. Look behind you. And I looked behind me, and it was like 1,000 guys staring daggers at me, and I was like, oh. I became like 3 inches tall, and I just like shrank. I was like, okay, I'll see you later.
Hey, at least I mean, so basically, unknowingly, you cut in line to get art, right?
I got in line, and he didn't even. He's so gracious. He's like I mean, he is a dad. He has 4 kids and a gorgeous wife and just a beautiful family. He's a family man. He really was very gracious with me. He didn't stop me, cut me off. Like, there was an artist who was like, we are not here to sign things for free. We're here to do commissions for paying customers.
Wow,
And I was just like, okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted him to sign my box.
that was the artist or the handler?
The artist.
No,
Wow.
artist. Yeah, he was like, we're not here to sign things for free. We're here to do paying commissions for paying customers. And I was like, I just want you to sign my box. I don't want, if you want $10 for the signature, whatever. I don't
Yeah,
care.
it looked like he wasn't even busy.
There was nobody. Yeah, there was nobody in line.
It's like, hey, you want to make that side money, then fine. You should have asked straight up for it first, then.
Yeah, like $10. Give me $10. Fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm glad, Luke, you had a really good experience because it is, you definitely made the Fan Expo experience worth it for you, especially meeting Jim. So that sounds like a really cool story there.
It does. It was.
Oh yeah. You should hear E-Man's side of it when he met the Miranda brothers and everybody else, because that motherfucker got to drink up with them on Friday night.
Why didn't you guys meet up with them?
No, we all decided at the table like, we're gonna grab a drink and dinner like afterwards. But for me, I was still recovering from a recent injury, so I can't really walk that far to the bar.
Yeah, how's your leg doing, bro?
Leg's doing better. Thank you.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
but at that time I was still throbbing, so I was like, okay, I can't go walk down there, but just to go take pictures. So E-Man goes down there, meets up with the Miranda brothers, Alan Qua, Steven Segovia, and then some other folks from the Scott's Collectibles group.
Okay.
At the time was right, so definitely on top of what Luke had experienced at that Fan Expo, E-Man topped that one just by having the drinks with those artists.
Yeah. Why didn't you meet up with them, Luke?
He wasn't there till the day
I
after.
Oh, okay.
Saturday morning.
Gotcha. All right.
I would have gone. In fact, next year, if we're gonna do it again, I'll come Friday night for sure.
All right. Well,
This time we'll have
Elliot-
at least a bigger tab to work with. Eman could only buy himself a drink, and he couldn't buy the guy's drink. So I was like, all right, that's cool. Don't worry about it. They
I
want
know.
to entertain themselves anyway.
I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? So, I mean, at least he had a good time with them, so that's cool.
Yeah, he's got pictures to prove it.
Yeah. I know we're hitting that hour mark, and before we started the show, Luke, you had that new Nintendo. You want to show that off and talk about your new gaming experience?
Dude, this is sick. My Switch, I picked up this new Pokemon OLED. Dude, I walked into GameStop and they just had one. I guess they're kind of tough to find, but a customer had returned it. I grabbed it.
Oh, so this is right after Black Friday special, so they just returned it because they didn't need it anymore.
Totally.
Damn, you won out on that one because those are hard.
I totally. It was some kind of, you know what I mean. You walk in, and it's
Kismet.
pretty cool. I did upgrade to this Split Pad Pro. I would recommend this for any adult gamer.
Yeah, anybody who has carpal tunnel, get the bigger controller.
Full size for handheld. Look at that. It looks like the Steam Deck, and honestly, that Steam Deck is expensive.
What is that? I don't even know what that is. Steam Deck.
That is the Steam, the PC streaming software.
No, I don't actually. I'll take your word for it.
Steam is like the biggest streaming software company.
Yeah, they were up against like GameFly, but because they were doing streaming and not renting out games.
Gotcha.
So yeah, you subscribe, you can buy games from Steam. That's where any PC game now is sold off Steam.
I want to ask you about the Switch. So it looks like a handheld, but you can also play that. Like the screen somehow is linked up to the TV, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, you can.
Docking station.
There's a docking station in here. That's this white thing. So this white thing connects to the TV.
Okay.
You plug it in, and then it switches to the TV. So you can switch
controllers and then put them together, and then that's where you use to play.
Okay.
Handheld TV.
So it's a gaming system and a portable gaming system, I guess.
Yeah, it's a Game Boy and your Nintendo all in one. So you can be playing on the TV, looking at your TV, and you can walk right up to it and just pick it up, and it instantly transfers right onto the screen, and you don't even lose a single second of gaming.
Okay.
You just walk out the door and keep playing.
Yeah, I'm interested in getting a Switch because I've always liked some of the like Mario Kart was always an addicting game to play.
Oh yeah, there was times when you and I would just play Mario Kart all the way through the night just to battle each other.
Yeah. Mario Kart, NWO, WCW Revenge.
Yeah.
Well,
that was on the 64, but Mario Kart,
Yeah.
whatever gaming console that it started, I think it was
Super Nintendo.
Yeah, I think that's when we just kept on. Every time there was a new one, that's where we kept on battling.
Yeah.
So that's
totally.
It was always fun.
I just got I just got a PS5 and I hadn't had a gaming system since the PS3. And there's so many things that I didn't know you could do now. Like I was playing the other night and two of my other friends, they were watching me play. I'm like, you could do this now? That's how it works.
What?
But they're just
They
lurking.
were watching you?
Yeah, so I was playing Horizon Forbidden West, and
That's a good game.
yeah, we're in I guess a gaming party, and then I was like, "Hey, you guys want to watch me play?" And we figured out you could screen share, so they're just watching me play the boss and telling me what to do.
Oh, I think they do that on Twitch a lot too. So it's PlayStation Network's their version of Twitch.
That is
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, it was crazy. I'm like, man, I didn't know that the things that these gaming systems can do
Well,
nowadays.
because of esports, that people want to show off their skills and do those runtime like through Mario, like how fast they can beat Mario in whatever certain amount of time. So yeah, definitely they want to stream your gaming as well, and that's how all these Twitch streamers are getting big because they're beating
Totally.
games. And I think we're past the point of using the game genie and using cheats and shit. We just watch professionals just play the game, and then we'll just use the same tactics that they're using.
Yeah,
Well-
well, I mean, go ahead, Luke.
No, there is aim assist, which is guys use aim assist on gaming now, and if it like snaps to like a target, so they'll like be shooting one guy in the head, then immediately like shooting another guy. The computer will tell you exactly where it's messed up.
Yeah, I was I started playing what game was it? I bought Elden Rings and I'm playing with two of my buddies, and like I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following them around because like one of my friends is pretty much telling me, yeah, games nowadays there's no instruction manual. You have to like search on the internet to figure out what's going on. I'm like, I tried playing it by myself and I'm like, dude, I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I'm just walking around.
Totally.
Yeah. Well, it looks like E-Man sent us a message. Oh, okay. E-Man's computer is still down.
Oh yeah, he's still rebuilding, but he can't log in through his iPhone. E-Man.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, I mean, I guess if he can't come on, I mean, I got nothing else.
Well, wait,
Any-
let me show this real quick. It's going live tomorrow, and we wanted to.
Oh, yes.
We wanted to talk to John Jang and Nelson about it, but but definitely just wanted to share with you guys and just be prepared of what's the greatness of John Jang and Big Time Collectibles and what they'll be selling tomorrow off their site, which is this Deadpool John Jang
Man, that is amazing.
BTC exclusive.
Dude.
So definitely go pick one up. There's a 3,000 print run on the regular trade dress, 1,000 print run on the Virgin, and you could tell it's a Virgin because this one shows teeth.
Does the other one not have teeth?
The other one does not have teeth.
It's just a serious face. Yeah.
Merc.
Oh, and you know the remark. If I buy a CGC 98 remark, I'm gonna. You know what I'm asking for, baby? Santa hat.
Yep. And there's the remark that'll come with it, which is a feral Wolverine.
No, I don't want the feral Wolverine. I want a fucking Santa hat.
Well,
That's go ahead.
It'll be white.
E-Man.
It'll be white. No, I don't think I'll put any kind of red on there unless you ask.
I'm asking. I want a Santa hat.
All right.
So tomorrow, Big Time Collectibles. If you can't read the fine print or the print, it drops at Big Time Collectibles, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. That's definitely one I think all of us are going to try and get. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's a must-have for sure.
I'm going to slay all you. I'm going to get 2 sets.
Yeah, we were doing this a couple years ago, where as far as like, voting out which books cover the year, story of the year, and publisher of the year. I think this automatically gets cover of the year for me.
Yeah, it's
okay. How about this? How about we each order 3 sets, and if only one of us get one, each of you will get 1 set.
What do you mean? Like if we try to order it tomorrow?
You think it's going to sell out that fast? I don't know. It's going to sell out within the hour, but
It will sell out, but 3,000 is a it's not 3,000 print run is not a
but the
5-minute sellout.
Virgin's the one you want.
Yeah, the Virgin could sell out, but even still, like usually if it's a 300 print run, that's where you get a little scary if you'll get it. But 1,000, there's still a chance if you log on right at 5.
Right. Oh yeah. Okay. I'll
Yeah.
be on at 4. Let's email each other, or let's send a fax to each other. Let's send a certified letter overnight to each other. Log in.
Just get me on the Morse code.
I'll definitely shoot for the trade. I don't know if I'll get the Virgin because I'm still in the office at 5, and that's like still a busy time because we're closing the office up. And
Dude, I got you, bro. I got you. If you want a set, I got you. Just let
pay
me
it back
know.
later.
all right, cool. All right. Anything else you guys want to throw out there before we end?
Oh yeah, well, I guess we'll save it for next week. The Wednesday on Netflix, we got to watch that. I heard good things about it. Willow is on Disney Plus. The first 2 episodes already up. For me, it's a pretty good start, but it just seems really directed at new fans,
boring,
not
yeah.
the original fans.
It's
Okay.
very boring.
Yeah, and what else is there? What else came out this week? There's another show.
Dude, Willow was fucking action from point A to point Z. This show is like, whoo!
Yeah, there's a couple of things that feel not forced, but they should have let it develop, so they kind of rushed it.
Yeah,
So-
the
Gotcha.
relationship between the princess and the girl, like, let us like feel it out, baby. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Don't-
exactly what I'm talking about. Like, dude, let it.
Like, don't tell us
Let it
right
go
away
fire.
that they want to pound town. Like, bring it to us mid-seas. Okay,
Yeah.
bring it to us mid-seas.
let-
Like,
let-
the ladies
let-
want
let-
to
let-
pound.
let-
Awesome,
Disney Plus. I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
dude. Ladies want to pound town. Go for it. But you got to tease it a little bit in the shows.
Yeah,
Build
they
it
went
up.
for it in the second episode. Like, come on, guys, you just let
Give me
it.
some
let it sit
foreplay.
for a bit.
Give me some foreplay.
I'm not gonna lie. The last couple Disney shows I've tried, they've been pretty disappointing. So I'm like, I don't know if I want to give Willow a shot, but I will if you guys are saying it's good.
No, it's not good. It feels like a CW show.
Okay,
and,
then I can't. Red, you're way more forgiving. So
it's
No,
not for us.
like I said, it's pointed towards the kids and
Uh.
for newer fans. Not to like diss the creators of the show, but it just seems like
No, trust me.
the
It's not-
older
it's
fans
not
are kind of
for-
left out.
It's for the kids. It's for
Okay.
it's for the babies. It's for the younger gens.
And
It's
with,
for Gen Zs.
and for
movies.
like Dungeons and Dragons coming out in a couple of weeks or so, it kind of matches that same vibe.
gotcha.
Yeah,
All right.
man.
Well, Red, I mean, I don't know if I'll watch it, but you could definitely give us your report on it if you're going to continue.
Mm-hmm.
Luke seems to be into it.
I'm watching it. I'll watch it.
All right.
Oh yeah, and then,
well-
Bullet Train's on Netflix too. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go watch it.
Oh, is it? I'll have to go rewatch it. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, with that being said, thanks for
Right,
joining
So-
us. Good night, Miss So, and we'll see you all next Tuesday. Peace out.
Love you.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Sealess Villains Podcast, your cultivators of the comic culture. Make sure you follow us on Facebook and email us at sealessvillains@gmail.com. You can also leave us a voicemail or text us at 209-975-7597. Be sure to join Luke Week's Facebook group, Rare Keys and First Appearance Comics. And you can follow us on our 2 Instagram accounts, Sealess Villains and Sealess Villains Podcast. Lastly, follow the villains on their separate IG accounts, at Luke Weeks, at C-List Villainous Red, at C-List E-Man, and I am at AJ the Comic Collector. Thanks for listening.